What's going on, people? Gobble, gobble, mother sucker. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's take a spin. Thank you, Gabby. Come on.
I rebuke.
Zaba, da zaba, da za, 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 da za.
I'm a PhD.
Tell your good lies. What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, man. What an interesting couple of days we have had. And this is really strange because Thanksgiving is the holiday that most of us typically go home to be with family. But we all know what's going on right now. So we're doing the best we can. We're making the best out of what we got. So I asked people if they wanted to do a show on Thanksgiving night, and overwhelmingly people said yes. So great. Great. Only thing I ask is to keep the engagement up over 50%. If you don't keep the engagement up, you will hear this. You know the song you'll hear. You'll hear Olivia's theme. We'll bring Olivia out to the stage. Olivia, come out to the stage and pick up these dimes and quarters and pennies you left all over the stage last night, which your 30-year-old sugar baby has. You don't want to hear Olivia's theme, okay? So make sure you keep up keep up the engagement, or Olivia's theme will come out. And y'all know how she acts.
I rebuke.
Y'all know how she be. We don't want to see her old rebuking ass up on the pole with them saggy 30-year-old sugar tits. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Ah, damn. Oh, damn. I rebuke. I rebuke. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. So, let's get into something tonight. Tonight, I'm going to open it up. And I was going to take this topic several different ways. I was going to respond to several content creators who seem to have such a hard time, have a real issue with the concept of a high value man. And here's the thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again. No, I have yet to hear any content creator responding to high value man and referencing the 6 points I put out. Instead, I've heard him talking about all kind of things in their feelings. Well, I would say one thing to Mr. Derek Jackson. Um, Look, man, I don't know what the issue is. I would think being a high value man is a good thing. Women want them and men want to be them. But make no mistake, a man is not high value based in reference to a woman. So I will say this, ladies, regardless, I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, regardless as to whether you like the term, dislike the term, doesn't matter. It exists and it is real. But a high value man is a high value man relative to other men, and men decide. Anybody saying that a high value man is only that in reference to what he can do for a woman is wrong. Simply that. You're simply not, it's not even a difference of opinion. It's simply outright wrong. Why is it wrong? Because it puts men in the pilot position to pleasing a woman beyond purpose. Imagine what kind of world we would have if a man's ultimate North Star for his value was always tied up in the helpmate. See, guys who say this kind of stuff, people who say this kind of stuff want to say things to make you feel good, but they're giving you outright wrong information. Now, why do it that way? But you're simply wrong. And one thing I don't understand is high value is it's not about me, about Kevin Samuels as a content creator. One thing that has been far too often is people are responding to me, making it about me, personalizing it. And that tells me a lot. Don't respond to me, respond to the concept as we can all see it in the world. But sadly, far too many men, black men in particular, we want to get into ad hominems and pejoratives about one another, and it's a bad look. This is why I don't beef. And I don't even respond to when I see guys taking little shots or sneak disses or whatever, because cream always rises to the top. If you are what you say you are, you shouldn't have to take any shots. Sneak dissing, whatever. If you are what you say you are, the work will speak for itself. So, tonight we're going to talk about, you see the title, what Gabrielle Sidibe's engagement proves. What does Gabrielle Sidibe's engagement prove? For those of you who don't know, we've been living under a rock. The actress who played in the movie Precious, started in the movie Precious, her name is Gabrielle Sidibe. We're going to call her Gabby. Gabrielle, Gabby. And she's also most recently been in the TV show Empire. Without belaboring the point, she's a very, very, very large black woman. Okay. And she's in the news today, in the news this week, because her and her fiance announced their engagement. She is engaged to a man by the name of Brad Frankel. Okay. And many people have had a lot, and people have had a lot to say about it. Had a lot to say about it. And all right, first off, the engagement is already dropping. I'll give you 30 seconds to hit that like button, or we're going to play Olivia's thing. Now we ain't gonna call it Olivia. We're gonna call it the struggle sugar theme. We're gonna put the sugar theme out. We don't hit the like button. We should have over 1,200, and we got 8. So, I've seen a lot of stuff being made about this engagement. You know, she's a well-known Hollywood person right now. From her breakout role in Precious, and she's been here and there. She's known. She has a persona and image that is unmistakable. So when someone like that gets engaged, it's a big deal. I'm dead ass serious, man. I'll turn this off and go back to doing what I was doing. You can at least hit the damn like button. It's not a lot to ask. What her engagement proves, well, one thing, for the guys who are sitting around insulting this woman, I saw somebody if somebody comes in the time and the moderators, if you see people coming in the comment section insulting her, calling her a fat heifer, or calling her any kind of pejorative things, time them out. Moderators, time them out. Because as far as I know, I have never heard Gabrielle Sidibe say anything negative about black men in general. She's a woman out here doing her thing, trying to carve out a little bit of happiness in her life, like all of us. So I don't see why any of you would have a reason to go around calling this woman you don't know negative things. That says more about you. You need to grow up. But what does her engagement prove overall? Well, it proves a lot. If you see, for the men out here who are thinking and not acting in your emotions, for the men who are out here thinking, this is a wonderful, wonderful event. Congratulations to you and your soon-to-be husband, Ms. Sidibe, because what you see is a dark-skinned black woman with a thin guy. Her net worth, I want to understand, is somewhere around $6 to $8 million, and his is not known. But we can say one thing: he is not the star. He is not the lead. He is not the resource provider in the relationship. It's about her. And what this proves is that black women, even with the PhDs,
I'm a PhD,
and all their earning potential, who say they want high value men and all those other things, are willing to marry down. That's what this thing proves. So thank you, Gabrielle Sidibe, for showing that black women who are accomplished, successful, tops in their field, are willing to not always have to level up, secure the bag, whatever. They are willing to marry down, because no matter how you slice it, she married down from a resource standpoint. So thank you. Thank you for showing black women that yes, you can marry down and be happy about it, because she went on Instagram proudly showing her ring. So you know what? I expect to see more black women who have PhDs and masters or who, whatever, who are dating guys who are down from them and expect to start seeing more of you guys out here happy, elated, showing off your relationship with your man. Uh, what? Yeah, that's a good thing because everybody can't be in the top 10% of earners. Everybody can't be in the top 20% of earners. The world is run by regular folks. So what she's also showed you, she's willing to marry a man who cannot pay all the bills, and she's willing to marry him and presumably have children for him. And black women are celebrating her relationship. I see women in the comment section, "Aw, she looks so happy." Good. Then you should be happy too. When you see a black woman with a man who's beneath her, you should say the same thing. Because what I see is a woman who's up here and a man who's down here. A black woman who's up here and a man is down here. That's a good thing, right? I mean, she's dark skinned, overweight black woman who's winning, right? She won because she found love in a husband. So if what it proves is if Gabrielle Sidibe, who's tops in her craft, is willing to marry down, why aren't you? I mean, down meaning the man's gainfully employed, but he's not making more than her. It proves that black women will support a black woman marrying down. Did I miss it? Oh no, dude, you're stupid. No, who is this grifter? Let me go ahead and get you up out of here. Goodbye. So you ain't been here long and you ain't gonna get to say nothing on my channel. You guys are this channel's for men who can think. We don't play checkers over here, we play chess. And over here it requires more than just getting in your fucking emotions and saying the first thing out of your mouth. It requires thinking. So I'll take your voice away because you can't think. This isn't a democracy. Make no mistake, it's a benevolent dictatorship. You don't get freedom of speech on my platform. That shit is overwrought. You think you can go anywhere and just say what you want just because? No, wrong. Marrying down. A successful black woman willing to marry a man who the most I could see is he makes about $146,000 a year, and her net worth is like, let's call it $7 million. Well, $146,000, so that's what, 8. He's worth, he has 1/50th of hers. So for all you 6-figure women out there, that means you should be just fine with guys making average money. Like the average black man in this country earns around 50,000. Average white guys, 40,000. Average black man, average single white man 50,000. Average single black guy 40,000. Wherever these stats are. Bottom line, if it shows that black women are willing to celebrate other black women for marrying down. I mean, Serena Williams did it, right? She married down too. Alexis Ohanian, she was worth more than him. He wasn't a celebrity, and black women celebrated it. So this is what we expect to see, sisters. We expect to see you following Gabrielle Sidibe's lead, celebrating other black women who marry down and saying, oh, they look happy, and being overjoyed for it when it's not a white man. Because that's the rub. Is it that you're happy for her, or are you happy because he's white? I don't look at the color. I just said she's happy. And it shows that there are some women out here who are willing to marry a man who doesn't have what she has. She's willing to marry for love. Good. Then marry a black man for love. Settle for a black man. I mean, you say that there are none out here. No, 51% of black men are single and childless. and 64% are in the middle class. There are plenty of sisters out here who say that they have a PhD or they're earning more.
I'm a
You
PhD.
can't find a man. Well, go ahead, do what Gabby did. It's such a precious thing. Do what Gabby did, because black women were on Gabby's side for it. So they should be on your side too. It also proves the opposite. That if a black man chose to marry a white woman, you should also celebrate, right? If a black man who's up here chose to marry a white woman that's down here, you should be just as happy as you were for Gabrielle. No? I mean, if you're for swirling for, if you're not swirling, if you're married, if you're for interracial dating and finding love where you find it, then you should be all right with black men finding it where they find it, right? So if a black man can't find it like Gabrielle couldn't find it with black men anywhere, so she went to the one place she could find it. Well, if a black man can't find love with a black woman, if he decides to go to Becky, you guys should be celebrating like you did with Gabrielle. See, this proves that black women can be reasonable. Right? I mean, am I missing something? They're proven to be very pragmatic when it comes to Gabrielle Sidibe. Hey, she's an obese black woman, dark skinned, She's not being checked for by a lot of guys and whatever. And she found love where she could find it, Very pragmatic and practical. Then you should be the same way when it comes to a man that's not white. And if not, then we got to really look crazy. Then we got to really look at you. Because if it only works when the woman's black and the man is white, but if it doesn't work when the woman's black and the man is black, if the celebration aren't the same, if the happiness isn't the same, then we got to look at what changed. Change the color of the man, do you get a different level of celebration or happiness? Then change the sex. Change the sex of switch Gabrielle to a black man up here, switch Brandon to Brenda down here. I mean, this is when it comes down to, the original title of this broadcast was going to be called I Rebuke. I Rebuke.
I rebuke.
And we were going to do a smoke show because I was going to talk about those taboo topics like single mothers, dating out, age gap dating, obesity, all those things, feminism. But I said, you know what? We've done that. But Gabrielle Sidibe provided a precious opportunity for me to talk about all of it in one thing. Gabrielle Sidibe proved equality. She's an equal woman. She went out and willing to marry a man beneath her because women are equal to men. That's what you want, right? You want your body, your choice. You're strong, independent, don't need no man. But if you decide to find a man, you'll find love where you can get it. She proved that she can date anywhere. She went where she went because somebody ain't checking for her. She went with the guy they check for, right? Right. Colorism. You got to knock that out. She's overweight and dark skinned and found a man. The only thing she doesn't have on this list is color. Being a single mother. So if Gabrielle Sidibe can win, what is she willing to do that a lot of you single women
I'm a PhD.
aren't? What is she willing to do? Again, because I know it can't be the only reason she was willing to make a pragmatic decision to be so happy with a man who makes less than her. I know it can't be just because he's not black. The fact that he's not black has nothing to do with it, because we should see just as many Gabrielle Sidibes with black men. Matter of fact, we should see more with black men. Then where are they? Where are the accomplished, educated, successful sisters who claim? Where are these? Where are the sisters who are happy with settling for a man who's of lower value than her? Where are you? Because you celebrated for one. Then what does she know that you don't know? Huh? So I say, what does it prove? What does this prove? It proves that this whole setup, this leveling up and securing the bag and all this other kind of stuff only exists when it comes to black men. I'm going to say something. This is just a personal opinion, but when I see women talking about dating out and other things, I don't see black women going for millionaire white men. I really don't see that. I've never seen that in my life. When I see black women dating out, I see them dating average white guys. But yet, the same black women will require a black man to walk on water. But Brad can just have a 9 to 5 and he gets treated like he can walk on water. But yet, the guy over here, Keith, can have more money, but yet you want him to put you in a house and you don't have to work. And if he doesn't do that, then he ain't good enough. But yet you're willing to marry a non-black man and have to go to work and you're happy. That's what I normally see. But Gabby proves that what? You can even do it marrying down. Because who's going to carry the financial load of that relationship? Her or him? Are they going to come down to his income? Are they going to come down to live at his standard of living? Or are they going to live at her standard of living? Serena Williams has not changed her standard of living, and Alexis Ohanian could not afford it. So who's paying the bills? Serena? But you ladies celebrate that. Would you celebrate it if she was married to Antoine? See, what it's proved is that you switch the race of a man with black women and you're likely to get a different opinion. And if you actually switch it and switch the gender and make it a black man with a white woman, it gets criticized. Where are the dating out swirling movements advocating to black men to look at other races of women? That's a fair question. Or is it that there's something that really lies in the way far too many sisters look at black men, that black men can't win with many of you? Because it can't be just about resources if you're willing to marry an average white guy or below average white guy. But a black man has to be beyond perfect, and he's still not good enough. It's proven something that I think is very telling. So I thank you. I think every time I see something like this, Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian, Gabrielle Sidibe, whenever I see a black woman on Instagram showing her engagement ring with a white man, and he's not on her level, I expect to see 20 more black women with black men doing the same thing. Because all in the comment section, I see black women saying, "You go, girl. She's happy. She looks so happy." Then why are you not willing to do the same thing with men to share your reflection?
I'm a PhD.
Yeah. If you talk crazy about me, you're going to get gone. Yep. Thank you, good men. Yeah, see, you going to get gone over here. This is, like I said, it's not This is not a democracy. See, what I find is a lot of black women follow my platform. I have a lot of black women who really have a problem with black men follow my platform. And like I've said, I don't have a problem with women who date out, swirling or whatever. But what I find is often many of the women who claim to swirl or date out, you stalk black male spaces. I've had to block so many swirlers and people who claim to be dating out. I'm like, why are you even here? You should be happy with your husband somewhere. And if you want to promote, go do what makes you happy, then you really shouldn't be talking about what black men are. If you're going to celebrate Gabrielle Sidibe and her white man who's earning less than her, who married down, then you should not be talking about black men who are not on black women's level, unless you're the racist. Just my point of just a thought, just a thought, just a thought. Am I missing something here, guys? To the men, am I missing something? I shouldn't see black women talking about black men being dusty, this, dominated, da da da. Black women having to, pay the bills and all sorts of stuff with black men. You should not down black men because you have to do that, but then praise Gabrielle Sidibe because she's doing the same thing with a white man. Again, this isn't about her. I have no issue with Gabrielle Sidibe or her fiance. Wish you all the best. What I do question though is why is it that it's okay to settle for a white man? Why are you willing to be feminine and submissive and all these things for an average white guy? But a black man has to earn your respect. Why is it that if a black man were to do the same thing, you get upset if he marries down? I have had women who propose to be proponents of dating out get upset with men like myself because they date non-black women. Let me say that again. I have had women who date out get upset with men like myself because the men date out. What's going on here? What's going on here? Why is it okay for you to date out and not a black man to date out? Why is it okay for you to tell black women about the benefits of dating white non-black men and you don't tell black men the benefits of dating non-black women? Why is it that you are telling black women about the issues with dating black men and you're not willing to hear the issues black men have with dating black women? Let me say it again. Why is it that you're willing to tell black women the benefits of dating non-black men, but you're not willing to tell black men the benefits of dating non-black women? Why is it that you're willing to go down deep and do a deep dive on the issues black women have with dating black men, but yet you're not willing to do the same, but you're not willing to hear the issues black men have with dating black women? Why is it you're a fan or advocate for black women dating out, but then you get upset when you see black men dating out? What the engagement for Gabrielle Sidibe has proven is that it's This is a false argument. It's a BS argument that many black women truly have disdain for the black male image, for the black man in this country. You can't know all of us. It's proven that if you're non-black, you don't have to be as good as you have to be when you're black. But I find it funny that many of the women who have issues and talk about dating out seem to also have colorism points of view and talk about the disparities in treatment from one color shade to another. Okay? But then you treat a man of a lighter shade or a different race different than your own man. Why would you celebrate a woman, a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, marrying a white man who's nowhere close to being on her level? Why would you celebrate that? And you're not celebrating when the same black woman marries a black man or gets with a black man in a similar situation. What's the difference? I think it's shown a bright light on a lot of black women's overall issues with black men. Because I don't really see a lot of black men getting upset when black women date out and marry out. We don't really care. But Michael B. Jordan was damn near had his career. They wanted to cancel him because he was on a boat with white women. And I hear women with some of the most asinine arguments, this statistic, that statistic, this issue, that issue. But when you flip it and you put a black man dating out, they have no answers. Is it that you only support dating out when it benefits black women? No. I don't mean what you'd say. I mean, you advocate, you talk about, you're animated by supporting black women dating out. But do you advocate? Are you animated? Do you support black men going where they are dating out as well? So, I think it's shown up a lot of things. But I also think it's a good time to have a conversation. Because we get nowhere by I hate you, you hate me. We got to talk to one another. We have to talk about it. So, I'm going to open the lines to the women who want to inform me, educate me, tell me where I'm wrong. But there's only one rule. There are two rules. I'll be nice to you as long as you're nice to me. But the fundamental rule is this: you cannot overtalk the host. You cannot overtalk me on my platform. If anybody who's watched my platform, I have had 20, 30-minute, hour-long conversations with people who vehemently disagree. If it goes off the rails, it's because you take it off the rails. I want to hear from the women who think it's fine what she's doing. But if it were a black man dating down, would you be fine with it as well? If she were dating down to a black man, would you be celebrating it as well? Or is it because the rules are different when a black woman's dating a non-black man? Is it because you get extra points? The rules don't apply, or the rules are harsher for black men with black women. That's what many people would say. I think that's the easy, obvious answer, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave it to you guys. But before we open the call lines, guys, and understand something. This is going to be a heated topic. I do not expect us to agree about everything, but we're going to have to start having a conversation. We're going to have to start having a conversation about some of this stuff, because acting like it's not an issue is foolish. Let me read something. Recent study shows that U.S. divorce rates are falling and marriages are actually lasting longer. According to recent studies, it seems that couples are sticking it out in the U.S. Divorce rates are falling, according to Institute for Family Studies. Divorce in America has hit a record low as 2019. For every 1,000 marriages last year, only 14.9 ended in divorce, according to American Community Survey data from the U.S. Census Bureau. In fact, this is the lowest divorce rate in the last 50 years. Taking a deeper look at the stats, it seems both the divorce rates and the marriage rates are on the decline. People are taking longer to get married and attributing to their careers and the pursuit of higher education. And we know how that ends. College-educated and economically better off Americans are more likely to stay married. Like it or not, people, other folks seem to understand that you get nowhere being single. We can talk about racism, white supremacy, and all these things exist. But the biggest issue in the black community right now is that black men and black women are not together. A bunch of single black women, a bunch of single black men getting older, not combining resources, not working together. And then in our community, you hear all this finesse, secure the bag, all this dysfunctional, sugaring, caustic, manipulative, disgusting, evil. We look at each other as what? When other people look at each other as potential partners, we're looking at each other as potential victims. Who can get over on who first? Who benefits? Cui bono, who benefits when single women, single black women, single black men? Who benefits if you're single into your 40s and 50s? You got a woman on here talking about she wanted to sugar into her 50s. That is not a healthy mindset. Who benefits? So, like my approach or dislike it, it does not matter. It's about the outcome. You can't have black nothing if you cannot have black couples. You cannot have nothing if you cannot have black couples. And if that's unless we're willing to tackle this and talk about it and deal with it, single people will always get beat by married. Single people will always get beat by couples. Always. So now we're going to celebrate when this person is marrying out over here. Yeah, but would you celebrate it if Gabby was with a lower level black man?
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma,
2021.
lo lograré. Seré el más grande,
I'm
no
gonna
olvidaré
find a new
de dónde
black
vengo
couple
ni
every
cómo
month.
fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Bueno.
Money work.
2021.
Se arregla con dinero.
Black couple every month. I have to put
Money
together
work.
my damn self in my own group.
De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Ella de corazón.
Come on.
De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz.
Hey, Sarah.
Money work.
Not Sarah, I said Sarah.
El mundo quiere dinero.
Bueno.
Yeah. Money
Tiara.
work.
Tiara Scoops, everybody. It's 2021. I'm going to do my best to find a new black couple every month and feature them on my, because like in my group, the mixed group, I've already got 4 or 5 couples in there already. One's married. No, I don't want to. 2 will be married by first quarter 2021. Yeah. So yeah, oh yeah. And I'm not a matchmaker. I'm doing this shit in part-time. That's right. So, here we go, Sarah. But would y'all be mad if it was a black man and a non-black woman? Is that a black couple? Or is it only a black couple when it's a black man and a black woman? That's a question that I've heard asked. Hello? Sasha, I'm sorry. What do you got for me? You muted yourself. Is that your picture? Okay. Why aren't you on camera? You don't have to be. I just asked. Why she muted herself again? God damn it. Bring them on the show. Well, if I find a couple, find a couple of the month and profile them on the show. That's right. 2021. Boom. Couple of the month. And I'll do that on my show. Who's going to match me? What about all you people out there talking about relationships, talking all this shit? Put some people together and let us see them. Come on. Don't keep talking about the problems with the black man and the problems with the black man. All right. Put some people together. Let's see them. When are you guys going to start demanding the people who keep talking shit about this side or that side, put something in front of you? I've already showed you one couple. And that was just on happenstance. When are you guys going to start asking for more? Because this gender war shit is over. The black gender war, dead. What's next? It's time to negotiate the peace. It is time to negotiate what black men want, what black women want. What is it going to, pay attention to this. Black women, pay attention to what I'm about to say. Black women, the gender war is over. It's time to negotiate the black peace. What is it going to take? What will it take to make you come under black male authority? What will it take for you individually to submit to black male authority? I asked you to unmute yourself, Sasha. Go ahead. What do you have for me?
Whatever reason, are expected to be more race culture loyal. I am a Jewish woman, for example, and in order for the children to be Jewish, the woman has to be Jewish. So the woman can marry whoever she wants, but the man has to marry a Jewish woman or a woman.
What do you got for me? Yes.
For me to submit to a man, I feel like he has to have a very strong sense of self.
Okay, just a second.
That's the most
Just
that's the
second.
most important thing.
Just a second. Don't you ever call my show again off topic trying to educate something. That won't work.
Okay.
I'm not talking about you, D. I'm talking about somebody else. The
Oh,
lady
I'm
who
sorry.
was just on. Take that shit somewhere else. No one wants to hear what you have to say on the topic. Especially, anyway, I think these people are nuts. I'm a Jewish woman. I don't give a shit. Unless you're married to a black man, I don't really give a damn. And you obviously aren't married to one. Damn sure not one with any sense, because you wouldn't have been calling my show. I don't listen to a bunch of this. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Well, on an individual basis, for as far as black men go, I would like someone who has a strong sense of self, who is able to lead. That's really the main thing for me.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
All right, so how are you going to determine whether or not a man has a strong sense of self and is able to lead?
He knows what he wants. He knows what direction he wants to go in life and who he wants in his immediate circle, and he makes it very clear what he does will and will not tolerate. And I respect that.
Okay, but you do understand what you just said was something that's very vague.
Sorry.
No.
I thought it was
What I'm trying to get you to understand is too many black women have these vague things out here. A man who has a strong sense of self and knows how to lead. That is so broad, and it can be defined so many different ways that it means nothing. And that's a problem. I'm going to need black women to start getting very pragmatic, very strategic, very practical, very detailed. What do you really need? Because a strong sense of self. He could have a strong sense of self and know how to lead and be a criminal.
true.
So what you're saying, due respect, means nothing.
Okay,
And if
well,
you
making
don't
an
know,
honest living. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. And if it means nothing, that means you're looking for nothing. That means anything will do. What does your father do for a living?
He has two jobs. He's a security guard and a truck driver.
Does your father help you vet the men you date?
No.
Why?
He wants me to. I've called him before and I've said this. He wants me to get my education first.
Yeah, okay. All right. Young lady,
Yes.
you need to be under women who are helping you learn how to become a woman for a man.
Yes, sir.
That's because If you have a father and he's basically told you to go to college and get a degree, and he's not helping, and the net of it is, these are your choices to make at 23, and you need better direction and leadership. And saying what I see that you're trying to figure it out, but you need actually more practical help, real time, not just videos. You need hands on.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I'm just telling you because the videos aren't going to really get it done. And at 23, you're going into your prime years. All right. Thank you. Let me tell you something else. That the woman who just called, I have a real problem. When you white women call in here trying to check black men, I don't play that Karen and shit over here. I don't kiss out of a white woman's ass. Just because you're cute and white, pretty is not special to me. Pretty white, pretty black, pretty Asian, you're still a woman, and you're still going to get on. You're going to be on board with the way this runs, or you will get gone. Yes, it is up to a man to protect an ethnic image. Get that. But that's not the subject of this broadcast. What she was trying to do is a passive aggressive backdoor way of saying black women, of liberating black women and having them free of any accountability. You're not in our community, ma'am. This is a family discussion. But if I came to the synagogue trying to tell you how to be a Jew,
I rebuke.
I'm serious because we have had too many people, too many different thoughts in the middle of between black men and black women. The slave master, this, that. All right, well, now it's time for us to push everybody out. What are ADOS black men, ADOS black women? We're going to have to sit down at a collective table and hammer out a goddamn agreement. We know how to fight. We know how to war. We know how to tear each other down. Do we know how to peace? Do we know how to peace? Because you can't build shit if you cannot have black couples. And we don't need non-black people coming to us telling us, well, this is how you do it. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's going to be between black men and black women to figure it out. We'll take what we see that works other places, but we don't need you in the conversation. That's why I treated you the way you did. Ma'am, you are wholly out of line. Okay, you guys' audio is not connecting.
I rebuke.
Come on, okay, well, let me go ahead and put you gone. Bye, dude. Say something else to me, dude. Let me go ahead and make you gone. I don't even want to hear that. If I say something on my channel, that's what I mean. I don't get you guys. And yes, I said ADOS, and I meant it. Black people in this country have a unique experience. So I don't give a shit what you call it. ADOS, Foundational Black Americans. Black people here. Stop being stupid and stay on point. That's another thing. Black people, and black men in particular, we cannot get in the weeds on tangential issues. Well, it depends on what is means. We spend so much time talking about inconsequential shit. Well, you defined it as ADOS. Does that fucking really matter? Big Mama and them. Ninja, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, we got a couple here. All right. Go ahead and unmute. Hello? Hello?
information about the couples, and I watch it quite often. And we're just an example, I think, of two Black people that were able to couple. And I think we have a sort of unique story. So we just wanted to call in and say, one, keep doing what you're doing. I think the information you're giving is great. And we do need more Black folks to pair up. And we just want to maybe let you know who we are, and of course, answer any questions.
Well,
I just want to call in and just let you know, hey.
In 2021, I'm going to start profiling. I just said it earlier. I'm going to do my best to put together and show at least one Black couple a month. Whether I put them together, where I profile them, because we need to see more of this.
I agree.
So do me a favor. My email address will come up at the end of the show. If you guys wouldn't mind emailing me, and going into next year, I'll take it upon myself to recreate the image, which you guys help. So if you'll be willing to do that, I'd appreciate it.
Sure, I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, guys, look, we can't rely on the mainstream media or anybody else. If we want to change the ethnic image, roll up your sleeves, get to work. Because I'm tired of fighting. What do we get when we fight? How many times you look down and we have the same arguments, the same conversations over and over again? Okay, well, fine. Great. You want to have a different conversation? Then you put down the club and you put down the knife, hammer it out. But make no mistake, going forward, we will need a patriarchy. Show me a civilization where the men and the women were equal and the civilization thrived. Someone has to lead and someone has to be led. So I said, but what will it take for you to have to come under Black male authority? Now, take Gabrielle Sidibe and her man. Do you think she's under his authority or he's under her authority? But if you flipped that and made that man Black, you would almost 100% say that he's sitting under her. They're not going to like it. Well, I don't, the covert wolf said they're not going to like it. Well, so what? Then if you're not going to like it, what is it going to take for you to like it? I'm asking the hard questions. Covert Wolf makes a point. Whoa, I don't think they're going to like coming up under Black male authority. Then what is it going to take for you to like being under Black male authority? Because white women are under white male authority. Hispanic women are under Hispanic male authority. Asian women are under Asian men authority. Middle Eastern women are under Middle Eastern men authority. Hell, even people crossing illegally, the border illegally, are still under their men's authority, and they are broker than we are. Show me a culture, a civilization where the women were the authority over the men and the civilization was healthy, functional, and thriving. To Danielle, your audio is not connected. To SJ, your audio is not connected. So you cannot get in unless you get on. Ladies, you can get in and answer your questions. And see, I get it. No one's asked these kind of questions because they're hard. I don't want to say that because it'll tick them off. Well, okay. Well, does the 50-50 thing work? I listened to some Black feminist rhetoric, and one of the biggest complaints they have is they're super stressed, and that's why they are the size they are and the attitude they are, and the all the negative things about the stereotypical Black female persona is because they got to work so hard. Well, you want to change it? How do you change it? Now, if you can come up under, if you can submit to, if Gabrielle can be with a guy who makes less and be under his authority, that shows us something. Hello? Hi. First name. Okay. What do you got for me?
A lot of us grow up without our fathers in the home, and we're not taught much. And then some of our mothers, and I can say for me, I had to learn from other women to how to be a woman and what I wanted as a woman, for as what I wanted in a man. So for years, I refused to be with someone because I didn't want them to actually have to deal with my past stuff that I had to, get over. And plus, how can I say it? We can be so hard sometimes as Black women and do not want to submit, because some of us, oh well, I'm a single mother, I've been raising my children all this time, I don't need a man for this, I don't need a man for that. And sometimes we just don't know how to submit to a man and what we really want in a man. And that thing with Gabrielle going marrying down, I'm not with that neither, because we wouldn't do it with Black men, period.
Well, thank you for your honesty. Thank you for admitting the truth. That's what I saw. I was like, if this were Black men, this would not be being celebrated. But you said something that you had to learn from women what you wanted in a man.
So I had to, like, not from women, like being a woman, becoming a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have really my mother there like
Mm-hmm.
that. So even becoming a woman, I didn't know. I just didn't know what like things it was. I had to really grow up really early. So when I did become a woman, I wanted to be really young, because I didn't have that time when I was a teenager to really be a teenager, because I had to worry about all of the other things, about paying bills and all of that kind of stuff. So when I became a woman, I really didn't want to be one, but I had to. And I had to learn some stuff.
So how old are you now?
I'm 41.
41. If you in the comment section, if you type in all caps, you're gonna get timed out. If you keep typing in all caps, you're gonna get blocked. I'm talking to the comment section. You're 41. Are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not.
When was your last relationship?
It was 17 years ago.
I rebuke.
Huh?
17 years ago.
How many children do you
my
have?
son. I have 5 kids.
Okay, sounds like an
And that's
interesting.
another thing.
Sounds like an interesting story. You have 5 kids, and your last relationship was 17 years ago.
That's right. And a lot of us, we don't want to admit to our mess ups and our, come on now, men don't look at me like that. I may be doing better for myself.
Well,
I'm an author. I may be doing a little
at you
better.
like what? I didn't say
Because
anything.
I have 5 children. Let's be honest. I have 5 children.
Ma'am, I didn't say
And
anything.
no, I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm like, when it comes to men and me dating, I have 5 children. I have different fathers of my kids. Let's be honest. When they hear that, they don't want to deal with it, and that's being honest from a Black woman. They don't want to deal with it.
My question. Next question is: have you had therapy?
Yes, I do go to therapy. I do go to therapy.
How long have you been going?
I've been going for years now. It's been about 6 years now. I've been going to therapy.
Okay, so if you have 5 kids, by how many different fathers?
I'm gonna be so honest. It's 4.
4 fathers, 5 kids. Okay, and the last relationship you had was 17 years ago, so you were 24. And if you've been in therapy since age 35 for the last 6 years, at what point do you and your therapist feel like you'll be ready to date?
She really wants me to date. And
have you had the same therapist for 6 years?
Yeah, I've had the same one.
So I got to make a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy is not meant to be lifelong unless there's like a clinical thing like bipolar, dissociative, unless there's something you're being unless you have a psychiatric treatment, you have like a chemical imbalance and you're on lithium or something like that, you're not meant to be
No.
in therapy for this long. It's supposed to get you to the next point. And oftentimes therapy becomes the relationship substitute. So when I hear a
Yeah.
woman saying that she's been in therapy for 6 years, you should have been, and you're not dating.
I try to. I'm a little afraid to date because I guess I can get a little ashamed of my past and
Okay. All
about,
right.
my children. And, even though
How
I'm
old is
even
your
a
youngest?
grandmother,
How old is
my
your
younger
youngest?
he's 10.
Okay.
And,
So
so there are different ages.
so I mean, you're a healthy woman. How do you have relations if you don't
With
date?
no one. But no one. Well, the last time it been like maybe 3 years ago, if I want to.
Okay.
I mean, it's just,
So what I'm saying is, ma'am, 6 years, you put
yeah.
yourself in prison, and your therapist um should have probably already referred you to another therapist because there's only so much any one therapist can do for you.
Mhm.
And you have 5 kids by 4 different fathers. Tragic. Let's just say your story is tragic, okay? But you're still alive, and life is to be lived. And far too many people just stop living and put themselves in their own self-imposed prison. Um, because one day your youngest will be out of the house, and you'll be 50.
Yeah.
You still got another 30 years, and you and women like yourself end up making their family, their kids, their life, and the kids end up having to stay closer to mom because mom got nobody.
And I don't want that for my kids. That's
Well, the way
something
not
I
to
don't.
well, the way not to have that is for mama to finally start getting a life. Just food
Yeah.
for thought. Just food for thought.
But you're saying that it's so sad. My oldest son, he told me that when he was about, I think he was like 16, he's 21 now,
Mm-hmm.
that, and I think it's because of past traumas. I don't want, it's sometimes it be mostly fear that don't
Well,
want me to have a
but
man around my kids.
well, yeah. See, that's cart before the horse. But
Yeah.
what I heard is a 16-year-old boy should not be parenting a mother.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been.
Right. Which happens when these situations. So the damage you don't want your children to have could possibly going on anyway because they're being put in adult positions because the parent is frozen in fear. The outcome you're trying to avoid is best avoided by being active against it, not trying to be defensive. And you cannot, if I'm throwing punches at you, right?
Yeah.
You can only be so good. You cannot block every punch. One's going to get through. Eventually, if you're going to you're going to have to attack life. Fear is going to be there. Mistakes happen, but you cannot be frozen in fear because you have children. And like I said, you know, this pattern repeats itself. And like you say, don't want them having to feel, well, can't you gone too far from mama? Because she ain't had nobody since, 1990. And they'll do that, especially if they're boys.
Yeah, I have one girl. She don't live around me. She live in a different state, but all
All
my
right.
boys live in the
Well,
same state.
I would consider switching therapists too. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Yeah. Danielle, you can't get in. So, fear is real, man. And another thing is, I've said this about black folk. We're gonna have to give each other some grace. There's a lot of mess ups in this community, but if we stop, She's like, I feel bad for what I've done. Okay, you can't undo that. Brothers feel bad for what they done. We feel bad because you feel like you're going to be judged harshly because we judge each other harshly. That's why we're going to have to figure out how to sit down at the table and say, all right, how do we come down to the table in good faith and try to figure out how to cobble together people? And we don't need the social workers coming to tell us how to do it. We've had enough people trying to tell us how to do it. And ladies, make no mistake. The men are you're going to have to sit down with the men and you have to tell them what your issues, where you came from. Accountability, your aha moment. Your accountability. You're going to have to be accountable. H, honesty. You're going to have to be honest, transparent, direct. No more lines of omission, obfuscation. And admission. You're going to have to admit, I made some mistakes. I did some things wrong. And admission is the thing that frees you up the most because it keeps your head level, not to think I'm up here and instead of, I'm up here. Nope. Aha moment. All right, here we go. So I think it's something to be thought about. If Gabrielle Sidibe had a black man, would she be getting with the heaps of praises and good luck for you, sis? Good luck. Oh, she looks so happy. If that was a thin black man, what would the post have been? And that should tell you something. Waiting for vote. Yeah, you guys asked for a show tonight, so let me see. Let me see if I can find her page. Let's see if we can read some of these posts. So if the divorces are down and marriages are up, what does that tell you? That means people are starting to realize that, this CV is real. This CV is real, and we better figure out how to do this. We better figure out how to get this done. Okay. Gabby 3 Shabby. That's her post.
I put a ring on it. That's it. That's all we wanted to say. We're engaged. Hi. Hi. Hi, Bob. Hi. Hi. I put a ring on.
So I'm looking through the comments section. My partner, my best friend, my cat's daddy, my man's, my heart, my financy. Okay, I'm gonna read some of the comments. Jordan says, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." Amber says, "'Tis the season." Melba says, "Congratulations." Brittany says, "Congratulations." I'm just looking through all the women who are just giving her shout outs. Congratulations. I'm just curious, if you flipped it and if that was a brother, would it be celebrated? He sounds like happy. Well, maybe. I don't know who he is, dude, but it ain't about them. Here's the thing, guys. All those things may be true. I don't care. I'm using this for us, for better outcomes for us. Her and her man are irrelevant. How can it be useful to moving the ball forward? That's all I care about. How can it be useful to moving the ball forward? She's happy. He's happy. Good. You got your PhD?
I'm a PhD.
She's a cat mom, not a dog mom. I don't do cat sounds. I need that cat. I need that song from last night. Meow, 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 meow. How many of y'all saw the show last night? Show last night was crazy. The snort was overkill. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Meow 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 meow. I bet. Oh Lord, y'all harsh, man. What did the rebuker have? The rebuker.
I rebuke.
Do you take this man to be your lawful husband? For rich or for poor, in sickness and health, to death do you part?
I rebuke.
What?
I rebuke.
No. Do you take this man to be your husband, for rich or for poor, in sickness and health, to death do you part?
I rebuke.
Man, you're supposed to say yes.
I rebuke.
Ma'am, he's here. He's asking you to be he wants to marry you.
I rebuke.
Why? What did he do? What did he do to you, ma'am?
I rebuke.
Oh Jesus. Can we get the father of the bride? Can we get the father of the bride up here? Where's the father of the bride? Father of the bride, what is wrong with your daughter? She just rebuked her. She rebuked her fiance at her wedding day. Can you go talk to her?
It burns. Oh, it burns. Oh.
I know. We gotta do something with it though. Look, man, if you don't talk to your daughter and get her to say yes, y'all gonna have to pay me one way or another, because I want my money back. I want my money back. Can we get where's your grandma? Where's your grandma? Oh my gosh, she done fell out. Somebody go get her. Oh, I'm a creative dude, man. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I am going to hell.
Run, bitch! Run!
I am going to hell. I am going straight to hell. It's the holiday season. That's so. Going to hell. That's okay.
Kevin, God damn it.
I know. It's okay. We all got to have something. I didn't do it on purpose. You got to put your stuff together, man. You got to get your sounds on there. You got to connect your sound. Kevin, God damn it. I know. Where is it? Where is it? It's gone. Kevin, God damn it. Oh, we're going to have fun. So, if you want to be one of the couples, so here's the thing about the couples. Okay, off the top of my head. In the mixed group, I already have couples meeting. And I'm putting in more people in the group between now and Christmas. And maybe they'll come out of the mixed group. Or maybe they'll just email me. But I want to at least put at least a couple up. Couple of the month. Put them on the community page. Bring them on the show. Talk about how you met. Just basic stuff. Because, look, man. I said it and I meant it. We can either start showing normal people trying to figure it out, because we got enough TV, and the TV is fantasy. Regular people out here meeting each other, trying to get it done, because at the first part of the relationship, the honeymoon phase, after that wears off, then the real work starts. So hearing it come from other people. So I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. So, I rebuke. All right, I got two people in here whose audio can't get in here. I'm trying to wait for these people's audio to connect. But while they're doing that, let me go ahead and do this real quick. I'm play a little bit of music. And come back to the call lines. Tomorrow is Black Friday. We black every Friday though. Hopefully you guys, who's gonna get out and do some shopping? Oh my God, it's gonna be a mess tomorrow. It is going to be a mess tomorrow. Come on now. Ladies, last 15 minutes. Come in and ask any question you like.
Ever since we met last night, I've been trying to keep my distance. I just want to play my cards right. It takes one false move and you'll be gone. But maybe it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore. 'Cause it's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. After just one day, it's special. Yeah. But there is something in your eyes. Ooh, one false move and you'll be gone. You made me, it's alright.
Going back to New York, baby.
Tell if
I'll be back in New York
it's the
next
right
week.
moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore. No, 'cause it's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore.
Tanika, you coming up next. Bring a thick jacket, you better believe it. I can't wait. All right, so I'm coming back to New York City. I told you guys I went to LA to take a scout trip for a week. I enjoyed LA, but New York is it for me. I'm going to go back up to New York 2 more times. I'm going to go up for another 3, 5 days and look around at some places that I'm kind of eyeing. And depending upon how that one goes, I'll go back up for like another weekend, and then I'm going to make my decision whether or not I'm relocating. So that'll be 4 trips total to New York to decide whether I want to stay. So yeah, Tamika. So yeah, man, I love New York City. I love New York City, and yes, in going to New York City in the middle of the winter, the cold weather. Yes, because I like cold weather. Outerwear, coats, and everything else. All right, Tamika, you're not unmuting. Kale or Tui Two, y'all unmute yourself. Who's speaking? Hello? Yes. What do you got for me? Okay, you're breathing very heavy in the microphone. Yep. What's up? Okay. Well, I mean,
I listened to your video.
where do you live?
I live in Virginia,
What part of Virginia?
Hampton Roads area.
So what do you mean? How do you put yourself out there?
Well, I'm just saying, like, just as far as like with me being sheltered and not being, not kind of like street smart, not street smart in a bad, like in a certain sense, but just to be able to not feel like I'm too late.
Okay, well let me say this to all of you women in general, Black women in particular. You are not victims. I will say this again. I listen to so much content and I hear Black women painting themselves in the category of special victims. You're not victims. And you need to remind yourself that I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. Everything you're saying reminds me of a victim. You're 22. You're not 92. You're young. You're not a victim. You're alive. You're not a victim. What do you mean putting yourself out there? Get out of the house. You're not a victim. Your weight is an issue. You're not a victim. Go to the gym. Take accountability. You're not a victim. You're calling to ask me how to live your life. You're not a victim. You're 22. You're responsible for you.
Well,
You're
I
not a
know.
victim.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do you go to the gym prior to coronavirus?
Off and on, it wasn't consistent.
Well, then you're living life like a victim. Because there's nothing. The obesity problem with Black women is something that's 100% in control of Black women.
Right.
So that's the first problem.
Mm-hmm.
Going off and on is a problem.
Right.
What are you going to do about it?
Get in there and be consistent. Have some discipline.
Where's your dad?
I live with him. I live with both of my parents.
Is your dad overweight?
No.
Is your mother overweight?
Yes.
Well, yeah, man. The first thing is you got to get this weight thing is so big with Black women, and it directly affects your self-esteem.
It does.
Well,
But I was just kind of thinking, I was just kind of thinking that I'm having to build, because I feel like I'm starting late, even though, I know 22 is still young, but
you got to look, you're not starting late. Okay. You're still being a victim. It's not late. It sounds like you want it to be easy. It's going to be painful. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And either you decide to do something about it, or you live through the rest of your life. And you don't want where this ends up.
I don't.
But understand something, young lady. The world doesn't owe you understanding. You got to get out and do something. And watching YouTube videos and asking people for permission to not be a victim, let this be what you need to hear. You're not a victim.
Right.
See, we have too many of our women who just, well, I was watching another content creator last night, and every Black woman that came on was one after, no matter how much logic he said to him, it was like, oh, yeah, well, it's different. Well, it's just like the programming. It's like almost like robotic like responses. It's like it doesn't matter what Black woman was sitting there, they always saying the same programmed responses. All right, here's the thing. Tamika, unmute yourself, Tracy. Because I asked Tamika to unmute herself and she didn't. Tamika, unmute. Who's speaking? Okay, Tracy. Hold on, T2. Tracy, hello. Go ahead. Okay, do me a favor. You're starting to move around, and the microphone got muffled. All right. Yeah.
Further as married couples. I completely agree. We as Black people do need to marry more and to stay together. I think that will help increase our generational wealth and rebuild, Black family and our economy as Black people.
Okay.
Where I slightly disagree, I get the point you were making, but when it comes to Gabby, no shade to her. She seems like a beautiful woman, but her options probably weren't as abundant as she wanted as a 35 plus overweight woman. So I think people were happy for her because they were genuinely happy for her. It's like, okay, she probably doesn't have that many options, and in her eyes it may not be a marry down just because it's financially. For her it just may be truly love. And then with Serena Williams, I mean, she's a multimillionaire marrying another multimillionaire. So
No,
I
ma'am.
mean,
Let me stop you right here. Okay. She did marry down, and it's a matter of math and logic. It's not open for negotiation. Gabby is 8 million. He's not. That's down.
completely agree.
Okay, but you're saying it as though it's not down. And
No,
Serena Williams, hold on, and Serena Williams saying she's a multimillionaire marrying another multimillionaire is more of this black female shell game. And it would not work if it was a black man on the other end of these choices. The judgments would be different.
I think if Gabby married a Black man that had similar stature, financial means, or whatever, the gentleman that she's with now, people would genuinely be happy for her, um, because she's just getting married in general. And I mean,
Well,
I guess
Gabrielle Sidibe is also not a victim. Man,
completely, yeah.
she is 37 years old, but she has the means to lose the weight if she wanted to. She's already had, I think she's had at least one procedure to address the weight. Her weight is her responsibility.
I
So
completely agree.
I get, so ultimately saying that she didn't have many options. She has the option she's afforded herself because of the discipline she's put into her life. But are you honestly trying to tell me that you don't think any black men were trying to approach Gabrielle Sidibe?
Maybe they
This
did,
woman's
but
from
they didn't marry
Brooklyn.
her. Yeah, I was like, maybe this
This
just is
woman's
more
from
of a force to
Brooklyn.
marry her, though.
This woman's from Brooklyn. Now, this is where the conversation could go either way. What part of the country do you live in?
In the South,
What state?
Texas.
There are women the size of Gabrielle Sidibe who have men in Texas.
Absolutely.
So let's not act as we just saying that Gabrielle Sidibe is a victim that no one really was checking for, and so everybody's happy that it's because she has a white man. It's not because he's a man.
I guess that's where we differ. I think honestly, if she married anyone, whomever her partner would have been, people would have been happy for her.
But the way you try to frame this is she's a victim of her weight and her all this other stuff, and she didn't have a lot of options, and that's not true because in Texas you can see women of her skin tone and her size who have relationships, who have children. Women of her size and skin tone don't have a problem finding men, black men in particular. You see that where you live.
And when they marry down or up, people are happy for them regardless.
Okay, now this is where we're gonna. This is where. You honestly tell. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Mhm.
So you're trying to tell. You're trying to get me to believe that when a black woman, a millionaire black woman, marries just an average black man, black women celebrate it.
Or happy for them initially, like Mary J. Blige initially before her husband came out as this, bad guy. People were happy for her. They were like, she
No,
finally.
they weren't. No, they were not. No, they were not. People would talk about you could do better, girl.
I mean, of
See,
course, you're gonna have those few outliers, but I feel like people were like,
but hold
finally,
on. See,
a
no,
heartbreak
no,
for
no, they're not outliers, ma'am. Mary J. Blige is my contemporary. Okay, who's this in the Mary J. Blige is my contemporary. I'm sorry, man. When Mary J. Blige announced that she was engaged, black women made their opinions known about her being able to do better. Now, maybe you don't know because you're 27, but I remember when it came out. And all I'm saying is, even in our conversation, go back and listen to how you talked about it. You know, Gabrielle is a certain age, she looks a certain way, and her options aren't that high. And I'm sorry, in Texas, women of her size and her skin tone have relationships and children. They don't they don't it's not like no one, so this whole thing that she had to pick who I was picking checking for her is just an outright falsehood. I don't want to call it a lie, it's just a falsehood. It's not true. And she did marry, and then she did go with somebody that's less than her. It's down. She's a millionaire and he's not. So, but I want to be clear. I know what I think, but what you're saying, just to be clear, that a black woman, if Serena would have, that when a black woman chooses down, people are happy for them. When they choose a black man who's beneath them, they're happy for them.
I think I'm saying when people choose love, people are happy for them.
Well, see, that's the problem. When the black man's on the other side, it's never assumed to be love. When Mary J chose her husband, they didn't give him the benefit of love. They gave him the benefit of wanting her money. When it's a non-black man, then love comes into it. Thank you for proving my point, though. I don't think that you mean wrong, but ma'am, when a black man has less than a black woman, it's assumed that he's in there for something else. When a non-black man is there, all of a sudden, this is when the Disney movie comes out.
Hello?
I'm here.
Um, I don't agree with that. I think that you will always have those people that criticize it and, are against it. But
Okay.
for the vast majority of people, I think people were just genuinely happy that she found love. And
Okay.
like if
So if
Serena
that's the
Williams,
case, so
she's
how about
dating.
this? How about this, ma'am? So let's go with what you're saying. So let's say what you're saying is true. People will be
Mhm.
happy for black women who just find love. Then why aren't more black women who are supposed
I'm
to
a
be the
PhD.
most educated, college degrees, earning so much? Why aren't they just going to find? Why won't they settle or choose a blue collar black man or a black man who earns less than they do for love's sake?
Okay, so that's different. So I was saying I think the outside people you're talking about the comments were happy for Gabby, but the actual people themselves, the women, that's their choice if they want
No,
to
no.
marry
Say
down
again.
or not.
Say again. The comment.
Yeah,
No.
like the audience, the people were commenting and they were happy for Gabby, is what I'm saying. But the woman themselves, that's their choice. Maybe those women don't
No,
want to
no,
marry
no. What I'm
Gabby.
saying with Gabrielle Sidibe, black women were happy for her because she had a white guy. But when Mary J. Blige announced she was marrying a black man who was less than her, black women were saying, "Watch out, girl. Get a prenup, girl." There was not the outpouring of love and affection. There was a lot of vitriol. And what I'm saying is, when it's a black man who has less than a black woman, it's always looked at with the side eye. But when a black woman has more than a non-black man, it's always love. Ma'am, that's not you history. You can go back and, well, you can't go back. There's no texting available, text records. But when Mary J was with her man, he got a lot of heat. So my next question is then black women should have no problem getting with a black man who has less than her for love. Did you go to college?
I did, and I was saying that it's not okay in this regard. It's not the audience that we're worried about being happy. It's now we're talking about the actual woman, and then that's solely on the woman's choice if she chooses to marry
Well, the
down.
thing is, if women are, but the thing is, man, but I'm not worried about. What I'm saying is, if the audience was truly happy, the audience is made up of individuals, right?
Hmm.
Then individual black women should, if they have more, they should still be just as happy to find love if a black man has less than her.
If that's what they want in the man, not all women want to marry down. Some women want to marry them
See, no,
for
no, see now, see what you just did. First, we talked about love. Now you're talking about marrying down. Which
no,
is
but
it? Stop.
okay,
Stop. No, no, stop, stop, stop. You're not gonna play the. You're not gonna play the verbal hopscotch with me. Look, man. You said love, and then marrying down. See, when it's a black man, it's marrying down. When it's a white man, it's love.
no, I'm saying on an individual basis now. If my friends were to marry down, I would be happy for them in that regard. But that doesn't mean that I want to marry down or I marry
Well,
down. You know,
but
it's
why? But hold on. What's more important? Okay, should black women marry for love, or should women marry for resources?
a combination of both.
No. What's primary?
Guess it depends on the person.
No. What's primary? Don't play with me. Put
It,
them in order, please. In general. Don't play the it depends gray game. I don't do that.
well, it does depend on person. For me, it would be
I,
resources, then love.
I said in general. Okay. I said black women. I didn't say you.
So then in general, I don't know. I guess the average woman would marry for love and then
Okay. So if
resources.
general black women should marry for resources. How old are you?
27.
Right. So are you prepared to marry a 45-year-old?
No.
Well, then you don't want to marry for resources.
True, but it depends on the
No,
resources.
no, true. No, no, true. That's it. Because the resources come with a man when he's 45 to 65 is a man's financial peak. And not at 27. So if you want resources, you want to play the resource game, you best be prepared to go get a 40-plus-year-old man.
Okay. If that's what I choose to marry for, then that's what I would look for. But that's not.
See, what I'm showing you guys in the audience is when a black man's on the other side of the equation, it becomes all these different things that have to happen. But when it's a non-black man, it can be just as simple as love. When it's a black man, it has to be a combination of love and resources, or at least resources first. And then it has to be resources from a man of a certain age. See, I know what I'm talking about. And I said this at the beginning of the broadcast. Black men have to be perfect, and it still ain't enough. So, ma'am, I'm
Yes.
using you to prove my point.
Okay.
If
I'll
black
take
women
it.
wanted to do like everyone else, they would go marry for love and they would build together with the resources. But far too often, black women are like yourself. You want resources first, but then you want them from a man that you're attracted to and age appropriate. And it doesn't work that way for black women in general. It only works that way for the top 10% of black women at best. You have to look good enough. Your body has to be good enough to make those kind of demands. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So
So
you're
you're still
27.
saying
Are you?
yes.
You're 27, and you're an
Hmm.
attractive woman. Do you plan on getting married anytime soon?
I'm actually getting a divorce. So yeah, hopefully one day
You're
again.
getting a divorce.
Hmm.
Why?
Because my husband is 27, 6'6", and has resources, and a lot of women like that.
I asked you why you're getting divorced, and you said because your husband's tall and your age.
No, I'm saying because he's financially stable and he um, had lots of options and explored those options.
Okay. Could you just make it a straight answer? Because I'm not understanding.
Infidelity.
How often did you cheat?
I didn't cheat. He did.
Hmm. Well, ma'am, I hate to break this to you. But at 27.66, you do realize that men who have resources and options, that's going to be with any man that has resources. We have options. See, again, do you want strict monogamy too?
Well, that's what he wanted when he asked me to marry him. So
Well,
yeah.
no, we can get, see, we have the resources. We can get strict monogamy from you. When you have the resources, then you can set the terms. Let's get real. He out earns you, right?
Yes.
Right. So women like that. So now you think it's better to divorce him and leave the resources behind. And this is why I believe we should go back to fault divorce and no child support, no alimony. So women like this, when they decide to leave, they can leave with what they came with and not get payments for vagina that I can't access. See, in a pre-1960s world, you could have left your husband, but you could not be getting payments from him because he
We
can't.
married in Texas. I won't get payments for him regardless.
Spousal support need children.
No.
What?
No,
Okay.
not in Texas.
Yeah.
You don't get spousal support.
Okay. So no, but they have community spousal support, but they have communal property, things like that. You're not walking away. You're not walking away with what you came with. I mean, I lived in Texas for 12 years, and I was married in Texas. So let's be honest. You're not walking with what you came with, right?
Correct.
Right. And who purchased the bulk of what you're walking with?
It was shared.
It was shared.
Yeah.
Okay. Shared what percentage?
60-40.
Okay. 60-40. So is he an athlete?
Not professionally,
All right.
collegially.
60-40. So and I'm being serious, ma'am. At 27, infidelity. And I don't expect women to like infidelity. I don't. I really don't. But I expect black women to understand that white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, Middle Eastern women put up with infidelity because they expect men with resources and means to have other women. They know that, so it happens. They accept it. Black women, if you want men at those levels, you need to get on board with women at these levels. They will tell you. A lot of these women know their other, the women that the men cheat with. As long as he's not bringing home any diseases, outside children, or scandals. As long as he's not embarrassing you in public. That should be, I'm gonna be dead honest. That's the affluent, high value way it goes. You have to make an agreement about these things up front, and you may have something on the side too. Happens all the time because I see a 27-year-old woman who's going to get back out on the dating market, and how long were you guys together?
6 years.
Okay, so 6 years, you're gonna have a lot to detox from. Do you ever want to have children?
Yes.
All right. Well, based on what I'm hearing, ma'am, has he apologized for his infidelity? Okay. Is he still doing it?
I don't know. We're not in the same home.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what somebody should have told you. You might want to check. You might want to think several times before going to file this divorce because it may sound like it's a good idea right now, but at 27, you're not the 21-year-old you were. You're another a danger zone black woman out here, and it takes time to get through the issues you have. All I'm saying, ma'am, is marriages are messy. People are messy. People make mistakes. People make errors. But unless you already have somebody else you're seeing, I don't know. I'll leave it alone. Did he make any babies while he was out there?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. And he apologized.
Mhm.
And you didn't want to forgive him?
Yes, I did forgive him, but that I don't trust him anymore. So no, I didn't want to continue with the relationship
Well,
if I don't trust him.
all right. Well, I'm going to say it anyway, ma'am. Um, you could be making a mistake because getting back here out in the dating market, um, have you? I don't know if I want to ask you that. I don't know if you've actually gone out on a date, but the dating market is far worse than what you have already. So let me disabuse you of the fact that you're gonna find uh people out here, especially the kind of men you're used to, have rotations. And aren't really down with committing to older women. And I hate to hear divorces for infidelity, again, not trying to get you to saying you might want to think several times about it because black folks, we walk away from our marriages. And if you watch this broadcast, divorces are down, marriages are up. And if you have a man
Mhm.
that you've been with for years who apologized and you say you can't trust him, I would exhaust all options, therapy, reconciliation, because I'm going to be honest, ma'am, you don't want to be back out here thinking you're going to possibly find a better deal because you still got to do some healing. And you might as well do, and all things being equal, I'm going to just be pragmatic like a father would be. You might as well heal with your husband than to heal while you're bouncing between Tom, Dick, Harry, trying to date out here, trying to figure out what this is going on, and then wishing you just stayed in your marriage. Take some time, think about it, pray about it, meditate on it. Ask, is there anything that he can do to regain my trust? And before you go through that process and get back out here, because as a guy who's divorced, I'm telling you, 27-year-old woman out in Texas, you're outnumbered. But thank you for being honest. It shows that a lot of character that you can at least be honest about it.
Appreciate your input.
Yeah, appreciate it though.
Thank you.
And I would say that it's not an easy thing. But ladies, men with means. So, and I'm not going to ask her, Tracy, but she said he's 6'6", money and looks. Women like that. So, what are you going to do? Go with a guy who's 5'7", unattractive, and broke? Black women, do you not realize throwing away your men over things that other women would just be like, eh? And the stuff I'm telling you, I have sat down with plenty of non-black women be like, yeah, I've met his mistress. She and I are good friends, but I have the house and the insurance on my name. You're walking away with nothing. 6 years into a relationship, nothing. To be out here in 2020, 2021 dating scene, swiping left, swiping right, think you're going to find better? Shit. Better come on in. Hard to listen to, but it's the truth. Divorce always sounds good when you're heartbroken. But this dating scene ain't no joke. Hello? Two E to two E to two. What's going on? As long as it's reasonable. As long as it's reasonable. I will do it this week. Is that it? Okay. All right. You know what? Appreciate it. And Tracy, and she's an attractive woman. But I gotta be honest, as a corporate guy, I have sat in more country clubs, boardrooms, all kind of things, and listened to the vows meant what they meant. That's why I asked, did he apologize? Yes. Okay. Is he still doing it? I don't know. Did you want to forgive him? Well, oftentimes our black people, our egos are far too big to be dealing with each other. We are ready to just leave each other. Oh, well, he cheated. And most people, if she would have told that to a woman, they said, hell no, girl, leave, blah, 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 blah. But no, no. Does he have any children? Was he running around town embarrassing you? Well, then that's over. Did he apologize? Right. Is it done? Right. You want to forgive him? You want a divorce? Get back out here and go on first dates over and over again? Hi, my name is Roger. Hi, my name is Bob. All they're trying to do is get in there. Especially what's going on right now. Are you a divorcee? You're with a man for 6 years? Rebound after rebound? Look, man. I'm telling you. A lot of women get angry at me when I say, you need to go back to your ex. But it's often the best situation because you're just fresh meat out here on this market. And how many times have you ladies heard women call into my show saying, I wish I would have stayed in my relationship. I wish I'd have stayed in my marriage. I wish I'd have stuck through the hard times. Nobody's perfect. And infidelity, very hard pill to swallow. I get it. But whew. Sanika, your audio's not connected. Jody, yours ain't connected. He said if you cheat and don't, exactly. See, the problem is when you guys cheat, guys, if you're gonna cheat, don't be stupid, man. Well, first off, if you're going to cheat, you better have a hellified benefits package or let it be known up front. The thing about infidelity, don't be sloppy with it. Don't get caught. The most important thing, do not embarrass your woman. That's it. It can never go public, and she got to be able to maintain face. That means no sexually transmitted disease, no outside kids. And if you decide to cheat, that woman has to know, I am not breaking up my home for you. If I have to, I'll put you in a ditch before I get rid of my home. Because that's how other men do this. Look, I'm not leaving my wife for you. This is sex. I love her. And if she tries to, you're like, call the wolf on her. No, man. He said, I want 3 wives and 4 prenups. I'm serious, man. Because when if you put a woman if you put a black woman into a position to where she has to protect her ego especially in front of her family, her girlfriends, other sisters, you're in a losing situation. You know how most guys actually cheat? They cheat with escorts or prostitutes, and they're paying them for their silence. Many high level men who have affairs, they're cheating with other men's wives because you cheat with somebody who has something to lose. A lot of you guys out there are having infidelitous relationships with stupid stuff. I'm not a fan of cheating. I will tell you, I'm not a fan of cheating, but I do realize it happens. And the older you get, the more realistic you are. And see another thing, let's just have a grown folks talk. Black people, we expect it's a fool's errand to expect one person to be your everything for the rest of your life. At best, you get 80% what you need. Maybe he's everything you need and more financially, and he got a little dick. You better live with it. You better live with it. Go get a vibrator and pleasure yourself. That's what other women do. They look around the house and be like, well, shit. You're trying to make everybody be perfect. No man is perfect. They're laughing, but I'm being dead ass, man. I am being dead ass. You got the kind of man, he doesn't do something right. He doesn't. 80% is what you're going to get, especially the higher up you go in resources. He ain't got time to be doing all that other kind of stuff. And yeah, women going to always be coming at your man because they want what you got. And I don't mean any insult, Tracy, but a smart woman would say, why in the hell would I divorce my gold mine so she can have it? That's how competitive women think. Oh no, I'm not going to leave my gold mine so you can have it. And black women are like, I'll move out of the gold mine and then wonder why somebody else didn't set up shop there. What? Man, you better come on in. Again. And why is this important? Because what I used to hear a lot in divorce care and singles ministry was women who really overvalued themselves. They felt this, it's kind of like, well, like they were almost doing their husband a favor. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Your sex was and when the husband finally got a chance to tell the truth, you want to see some epic reality. Watch when a man realizes that his relationship is over. And when a man realizes his relationship is over with that woman and he will no longer have access to her body ever again, it's done. Then the truth comes out. He's like, shh, I didn't. This was not good. That was not good. Your mashed potatoes was horrible. Your macaroni and cheese was watery. Your sloppy toppy was you thought that was good. I faked it. Da da da. And then to sit there and watch her face be like, and she just thought she was the bomb. And she was sitting around telling him how bad he was and how much he needed to improve, but he was still holding out hope that the relationship could be fixed. But when he came to the realization, it ain't gonna be fixed. When he told her the truth, it was like, and why am I telling you that? Because we have far too many women who feel like they're up here and the men are down here, like you're doing your man a favor by being in his presence. And a lot of black men have, and this is the problem, black men, you have lied to black women so long. You've held it back. You've not been direct. You've not been honest. You've been walking around calling them queens and divas and everything else just to keep access to sex that you really didn't like instead of telling them the truth that this shit ain't that great no way. Because why would they need to improve if they think they're up here? That's why white women are sitting there throwing up and running and all this other kind of stuff, because white men will tell their women, shit, you better keep it moving. You want to stay with me and have access to all this shit, you better stay thin. We're the only group of men who have no leverage over our women and can't tell them the truth. And if you want to keep, and how do you expect to have anything if that's how you expect to go into it in the future? Watch a woman when she's first told the truth about something. I tell you, there's nothing funnier than, you can tell me whatever. Okay. Well, and the first time I told a woman something and she said I could tell her, especially a pretty woman, the first time she gets a little bit of criticism, Man, you would thought that the sky fell. Hello? Hey, how are you? What you got for me?
It's divorce. And I just need to know or would like to know what type of guy should I go for, or should I just not even go for a guy right now?
Well, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Um, I'm pretty open, finally, to the idea of putting myself out there. I know it's crazy, but I just want to make sure I'm realistic. I'm real about, the type of guy that would be good for my situation.
All right.
I
So
just want the truth.
let's start with some basic stuff, okay?
Okay.
How old are your children?
6 and 4.
6 and 4. Do you want any more children?
Sure, I'm open to it.
You were married. How long? How long have you been divorced?
About 3 years.
When you were married, did you have to work?
I did not,
Okay. What state do you live in?
but I did. I live in Arizona.
All right. And do you still live in the same city and state that you were married?
Not the same city, same state. Yes.
All right. So you've been divorced for 3 years. How long were you guys married?
For about 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And was your husband a notable? Did he have a public profile?
Does he have a what?
Did he have a public profile? Was he notable? Was he known around town? Was he an athlete, entertainer, politician, somebody like that?
No.
All right. All right. Okay. So if your kids are 4 and 6, and you'd be open to having children, would you like to be remarried?
I would.
Okay. Why? Why would you want to? And I'm just asking, why would you like to be married again?
The reason I would like to be married again is because I like sharing a home with a male. I like the idea of having a family, male, female, in one household together. I know that's difficult because the guy wouldn't be the father of my children, obviously, which I never wanted that to happen, but things happen. Anyway, but also I'm a believer, so it's like I'm not like
You said a
sexually active
believer.
or anything.
You said a believer.
Yeah.
A Christian.
I believe in God, and I'm just like kind of like keeping myself, and it's
all right. So there. Okay. So here are the red buttons. Obviously, the kids.
Yep.
Judging. How recent is your picture?
Very recent.
All right.
Maybe
So.
about.
All right. So. Attracting a man will be no problem. Are you willing to really be open to dating? Meaning, when was the last time you went on a date?
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
When was the last time you had sex?
There
you asked.
like 6 months.
Was that with your ex-husband?
No, he has a fiance. No.
Okay, so was the sex in the context of a hookup or just what?
I would probably say a hookup. It was somebody I knew.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Somebody you knew.
It's somebody I knew.
I'm getting vibes from you that you're a relationship girl.
I am.
But that's fine. But the kids. The kids.
The kids.
Do you have joint custody or do you have sole custody?
Unfortunately, I have joint. Not unfortunately, because I do like I take that back.
No.
Some ways
listen. You have a boy and a girl?
I do. Yes.
All right, ma'am. It's fortunate you have joint custody because you may end up not having custody at all. What I'm about to say to you probably will shock you. But for a woman that comes across the way you come across, you want a man of the kind of lifestyle your ex-husband seemed to be able to afford if you did not have to work, but you chose to work. Did your income go to pay significant bills?
No.
Exactly. And do you want a man who's earning that kind of money?
Yes.
Then he's not going to want to raise your kids. I got to be
Oh,
very blunt with you.
that's okay. That's why I'm here.
Well, I'm telling you, you have, and it's good that your ex-husband has a fiance because the kids may need to go there because you may need to start another life with a new man. Because the problem is going to be not only dating you, but step parenting kids that are under the authority of another man. Most men aren't going to want to touch that, especially the men earning the kind of money that a woman like you would want. That's right off the top. Most men won't tell you that because they want to get in your pants. I'm telling you, they'll say what they need to say to get you into bed, but committing to a woman with 2 kids that they got to raise, no. Men just are very pressed to do that these days.
Right.
So, now, when you meet somebody, how long you meet somebody that you're attracted to? How long do you typically make him wait before you guys are intimate?
You know what? I'm gonna say I don't really have
I
like an
rebuke.
actual time frame. I can't say 6 months. I mean, I
Did you
I'm
say
not.
6 months?
No. I can't really like. I don't really have like an actual answer to that
Well, yeah,
because
I need
it
an
varies.
answer. I need an answer. I need a ballpark.
All right, no problem. So, we'll say 3 to 6 months.
Okay. I need you to listen to something, okay?
Yes.
Buy a dog. You are out you out of your mind if you think a man is going to wait 3 to 6 months to have sex with a 34-year-old with 2 kids, especially a man of means. No fucking way.
Well, I haven't been on a date. That's why I need help.
Well,
That's why
I'm
I'm
telling
here.
you.
Like,
Well,
okay,
I'm going to get a little bit spicier. So
okay, no problem.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't go out on a date with a man you are not sexually attracted to begin with. Don't
Okay.
go out on a second date with a man you would not have sex with that day.
Okay.
But by the third date, a mother of 2 at 34, if we're not sexing, we ain't texting, talking, or doing nothing. Especially the man you're talking about earning the kind of money you're talking about because you're competing with the women that are around that man. Now, why would he have to wait? Ma'am, you've been to the rodeo. You know what's behind the curtain. 2 people have come out of your body. What are you waiting for? Ladies, pay attention and pay attention well. What do you think you're waiting for? None of you are virgins. And you're not 18. If you guys don't get to effing these men that you want to marry you think Becky would make him wait 6 months?
No, probably not.
You think Becky would make him wait 3 months?
No.
Becky would be blowing him at the restaurant because she'd be trying to get that ring in that house.
Okay. 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 So how soon is too soon then? Is there such a thing?
Again, don't go out with a man you are not sexually attracted to. So really, you can have sex the first date because, ma'am, you're a mother of 2 and you've already been there at 34. There's nothing new. It's just new to you. It's just a new penis. But guys don't want to see what men don't want to do is play games and waste time. We're grown, and you real grown. You married with 2 kids. then had a home and all this. You've seen all this shit. Y'all had family vacations. Look, this ain't new. This ain't new. So it's
Right.
like, come on, man.
Right.
I am judging you based upon the last man you're with. And I
Okay.
don't want to pay any more than he had to pay. And you just said 6 months ago you had hookup sex. That dude didn't have to go through months and months of dates and pay out for it. He just had to know you and have a working penis when your vagina tingles. Right?
Yes.
Right. So let's put the Christian stuff to the side because I know many non-black Christian women who are they don't look. You're trying to get a husband, boo.
I am.
So you better get to popping. But
Okay.
that just means what it means. Don't do it with everybody, but don't play. And I said, and a lot of women get upset when I say this, but I say a man who's high investment worthy
Mm-hmm.
or high investment material, you don't make those guys wait because men don't like to play games. We're not
Right.
young, is all I'm saying, right?
Right. Yes.
So if you find a man that you're interested in, you feel yourself as a woman of character and class and integrity. Don't you think other women in your caliber find him interesting too?
Oh, absolutely.
So the best way to lose him is to play games with him. So here's what I would suggest. One, don't play game. Don't go out with men you're not sexually attracted to. Two, don't go out with men who are not marriage minded. And be clear. I want to be married inside the next 2 years. What do you want to do? If they say I'm open to marriage, red flag. If they say, "Oh, I'd like to be married," inside what time frame? This is before you go out on a date. If he's saying I don't want to be married, I'm play it by ear or whatever, then keep on moving and keep on going till you get to the guy that you're interested in who says, "Oh, I'd like to be married inside the next 2 years too." Okay, I'm attracted to him next 2 years because the first date you guys go out to just see if there's some chemistry there. Basic
Mm-hmm.
chemistry. Can I see myself kissing him?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all going to be awkward. You got to see a new body. He has to see a new body. It's all going to be awkward. Can I see myself kissing him?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the basic stuff, do I want to see him again? In the second date, you know? All right.
I have another
Lastly,
question.
well, I got to get on to some more people, but I would just say this, ma'am. You got to
Okay.
date with the end in mind and don't play games. And if you know you want to be married, only date marriageable men. Okay, ask a final question and I got to move on.
Okay, so I do live in Arizona, and there's not a lot of Black men out here.
Uh-huh.
My kids are full Black.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see, I'm open to the idea of, dating a white guy only because there's not really many options for me.
Uh-huh.
Do you see that not being the best idea or
Nope.
best choice?
Nope, not the best option. Nope. I just want to
Okay.
have mixed kids. And most white men don't want to follow a Black man. Honestly, most white guys don't want to follow a Black man with Black kids. A little bit too intimidating for them. You need to open matchmakers will be a good idea, and you may end up having to actually date long distance. But date long distance with the idea of if this works, I'll be shipping the kids to my ex-husband and I'll be moving to San Diego. That's the kind of practicality single mothers, divorcees should be dating with. Because
Okay.
you can't control all the options.
Right.
Hope it works for you though.
Thank you. Thank you, Gavin.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
She's a very pretty woman. I mean, somebody will listen to her. Somebody may be like, "Oh, okay, shit." But yeah, y'all ladies can't be playing these games. All right, Elizabeth. Okay, the chick in the pink. Hello. Is that a glamour shot? Okay, what do you got for me?
I have an aversion to the kind of men that I attract because they're very similar to my ex. So I don't know if that's my fault that I'm attracting the same kind of men,
Uh-huh.
or if there's something else I should be doing. I'm not even sure if I'm ready to date yet. I'm just wondering why I'm so against dating that kind of guy
You
again.
say you have an aversion
I think I'm
to
a bit
date.
triggered or scarred.
Uh-huh. And where are you from?
Australia.
Hmm. Are you like Jessica X's cousin or some shit? No. Okay, so seriously, when was your
What?
last relationship? When was your last relationship?
About a year ago now.
And how long was it?
It was 4 years. So straight out of high school, that was my first love, my first relationship. So
All right. So and the issue is the guys you attract, you also kind of repel because they scare you.
I mean, they're just so similar to my ex. They're all like professional athletes or like F-boy gym junkies, like
Okay.
that kind of thing.
So let's start with this. Do you want to get married?
Yes. Not right
Okay.
now, but yes.
Okay. Well, how old are you?
I'm 21. I'll be 22 in a few months.
Oh, dear, you got to date. Okay. Let me tell you why you have to date.
Okay.
Your ex is your ex. Okay. You can't punish everybody for your ex. And you need to ask yourself, what do you want? You said, I would like to be married, but not right now.
Yeah.
Well, when would you like to be married?
So I'd like to graduate first, and then get into a serious relationship and go from there. I don't even know if I'm ready to date yet, but I do want something serious.
You've been out of a relationship for a year.
Yes.
Have you had therapy?
No, but this year in quarantine has felt like therapy. I've just been investing in myself, bettering myself.
No. But see, therapy is a good idea because this whole I don't know if I'm ready, then you don't trust your own judgment.
Oh, that's definitely true. You're right.
Well, then therapy is always good because what I'm hearing is a woman who wants to control fear and heartbreak. Sorry, you don't get to do that. They shouldn't be called relationships. They should be called risks. And anytime you're dealing with a human being, it can get messy.
All right.
So if you need to actually go and talk to somebody so you can get to the point to where you trust your own judgment and trust that the guys that you're interacting with or picking or attracting are better than your ex, because everybody cannot be viewed through his lens, and you wouldn't like it if we did that to you. That's number one. Number two, you don't want to waste your 20s on this back and forth. Well, I don't know, I'm not sure, up and down, and wasting time. That's number two. And number three, you don't want to get out here and ride what we call the CC, the carousel of sex. You don't want to get out here and run your body count up. You're a pretty woman if that's your picture, but you don't want to waste the pretty.
I feel you. I understand. I'm actually scared of that. I'm actually scared that I'm gonna wait too long because I'm like
exactly. And any decision made in fear is a wrong-headed decision. Therapy. Then what I would say is, if that's your actual picture, I would actually contact local matchmakers and see if you can become a part of their database. Because if that's your picture, you can go to the highest bidder. That's a good thing. I'm very pragmatic about relationships. I don't care about this love and all the other stuff. Love comes after respect and provisioning.
I've never done internet dating. Honestly, like I said, I've had one relationship, one boyfriend. That was my first love, my first everything. So I'm not out here like that.
That's why, and you don't want to get out here like that because you'll get bumped and bruised a lot. Therapy and sit down with matchmakers and things like. See, you need to that would be what I was. If you were my sister or my cousin looking like, that's what I was saying. All right, though. Okay. All the best. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jessica X. What is it with you women from like Australia and England with these accents? Hello. I thought there was Jessica for me. I was like, nah. Then I was like, that ain't quite her. That's English. So I put everybody back in the waiting room because I wanted to separate through, and one lady hung up. Okay, so ladies, fear. Fear. I'm afraid of heartbreak. I'm afraid of this. Get over it. This is why therapy is so good. Get to a point to where you actually trust yourself to make a better decision. But relationships are risks. You're going to have to risk heartbreak, pain, and rejection to experience all the things you want. But what you also don't want is right now. This time of year, and we got COVID going on, and tomorrow is Black Friday. And what do you guys have going? What do you have going? Who is buying you your Christmas gift? Who's getting you your Christmas gift? Where your Christmas gifts coming from? Where your Christmas gifts coming from? Who's buying you your Christmas gifts? Who's buying you your Christmas gifts, ladies? It's going to be an unusual Christmas season. No Christmas parties. Relationships matter so much more right now because we're going into a winter, a lockdown. Where is your panda boo? Panda bae? You better find somebody to ride this next time out. I can say your godfather's really pragmatic.
I rebuke.
Cuffing season. Yes. But see, we're going to change the name to cuffing season. Cuffing implies there's an end. Yeah, the way I say it may not sound really sexy and romantic, but I think it works better. Better outcomes. All right, to the 3 people in the chat room, if your audio doesn't connect, I'm going to bid you good day. Oh, Tivana Perry came back. Little town of Bethlehem. Hello? Unmute yourself. Tivana. Ask to unmute. Hello? I can now. What you got for me?
Me stop my audio. It's still going.
It's going.
Okay, no, I had you still going on my YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, happy Thanksgiving, Kevin. Thanks for having the show today.
No problem.
I just want to call and say that you really hit home with the point about the women's egos, right? That I have to be a little bit reflective here and say that I think I'm very ego-driven. And it's not that I think that I'm anything special. It's just that I know all my insecurities, right? And when I interact with people, I'm very much aware of them. And I fear rejection. And I think they can see what I know, right? All the things about myself that I don't know, that I don't like, or that I think are not good about me, I think that other people can see them.
How old are you?
Oh, I hit the wall. I'm 45. I've just had my 45th birthday earlier this month.
Okay, you're going to have to mute the YouTube channel in the background.
Okay. I'm
All
sorry.
right,
I thought I
so-
did. Give me just a second.
All right. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has issues. Did she mute herself? Well, turn off YouTube. That's what you do.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Is that better? Is that it?
So when you meet, so you self-sabotage.
I think so.
Okay. Have you ever considered therapy?
Yes, I've considered therapy. I have a lot of therapists in my circle that I speak to frequently.
No, but you gotta. Then that might not be good. I mean, actually, working with the therapist, not somebody you know. starting with a clean slate. Because
Mm-hmm.
what's the alternative? You can't fix this problem.
Right. Right.
And there only is, and at our age, we don't have time to waste, and we don't get many opportunities for people that we like. We're at the age where life starts to take stuff from us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like we were in our 20s where you felt like you could find another guy around the corner. No, people are
Right.
starting to die.
Right. Right.
So we either get busy living or get busy dying.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that you self-sabotage, you got to get to a point to where you can get this under control to where you can make better choices.
Mm-hmm. Right. You
Because
are correct.
if not, you know what I say.
Yeah.
At 45, I mean, when was the last time you actually had a romantic date?
I want to say 4 months ago.
And what happened with you guys' relationship?
It wasn't a relationship. I casually date. I think I throw myself into work a little bit
Well,
more
when I
than
said romantic relationship, I meant sex was on the table.
uh it has been a while, right? I don't want to.
No, I don't. You're gonna have to give me a number.
um I will say I want to say 6 months.
Yeah.
About 6 months.
So that's the last time you've gone on a date where sex was a possibility.
What?
Yeah. See, romantic date means this.
I don't take it off of the table. I'm not saying that I take it off of a table. I'm not saying that it's not a possibility. So I guess I won't say that.
Okay, let me be clear. A romantic, see, I shouldn't have, no offense, but I shouldn't have to explain this to a 45-year-old woman. A romantic date is somebody you like, I'm going to go buy me new Victoria's Secret underwear because I know after this date, we going to get it in. I want him. Not, I'll take it if it happens. When was the last time you actually went out with a man that you desired? That you didn't even want to get to the date, you just wanted to get to the sex.
No, I can't say I've ever had a date where I just wanted to get to the sex.
Well, then all right then. Well, you're not living, boo. See, and this happens far too often with black women. We are extreme. Either you're very reserved or you're too out there. A romantic date is a man, and when you go out with somebody, you're like, God damn. The date is just a romantic date. The date is just a custom. Well, you know that if we didn't go out, we could just go right back home right now and do this. That's what I consider to be a romantic date. And what I find with women is you guys have a very broad way of defining dating. Just like you have a very broad way of categorizing a man. I'm talking to somebody. That could mean somebody you have a platonic relationship with or somebody you're having sex with, just not engaged to. You guys have very broad parameters. But if you haven't gone out with the man that you are sexually attracted to, it sounds like it's been a long time. And
Yeah.
that's but what are you waiting for? Because you say you throw yourself into your job or into your work. What do you do for a living? Huh? What do you do for a living? Hello? Stop looking at the comment section. No, don't look at the comment section. I'm not looking at the comment section.
Okay. Well, Kevin, you're gonna beat me up when I tell you.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking.
Yes, you are. You're gonna beat me up. I am a therapist.
Yeah. That I will slap you for because you therapists who don't get therapy. Where's Dr. White? Dr. White, paging Dr. White. Lenny, send your mom over here. Why don't you therapists get therapy?
Well, I said I utilize the resources that I have, the people in my group, but I definitely get what you're saying.
But
I
you
definitely
you're
get
not
it.
under a treatment program or protocol. Come on. If you
I,
told
I get it. I
if
get
your
it.
patients were doing it the way you're doing it, you would tell them that's wrong.
Absolutely.
So don't give me that
Absolutely.
BS, doc. Come on, man. See, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, now strap in. Hold on for a second. Okay.
Okay.
Now imagine if Monday you got involved into a car accident, and they said, "Oh man, we're gonna need to take you to the hospital just to check you out." Wasn't your fault. You got rear-ended, and they had to take you out. And they had to take you to the hospital, check you out, and then when you go to the hospital, they take your blood, run a bunch of checks just to make sure you're all right, and they tell you, "Man, we your blood test came back, and we need to take some more blood." And then they come back and say, "Ma'am, we're gonna need to send you for a specialist if something's wrong with your blood work." And then Wednesday you be panicked. Then Wednesday you
Mm-hmm.
say, "Well, your copper serum is a little high." What does that mean? Normally that indicates some possible tumor, cancer. They send you to an oncologist for. The next thing you know, by Friday, you find out you have cancer.
Yeah.
You know what first thing you'll start thinking on is all this time you've wasted.
Got wasted. Yeah.
Because you think you got time forever. I've lived through that, boo. I've lived through that. Why do you think I can tell that story? Black women look in the mirror because you still look young and youthful. Black don't crack. No, you 45 and you know better.
Yeah, I do.
So if you ended up finding out, "Oop, ma'am, you only got 6 months to live," you mean to tell me you'd still be on this? I ain't gonna go out on no date. I'm gonna throw myself in my work.
Absolutely not.
Hell no. You be going through the, "Hey, Roger, man, if you don't come through here and knock the dust off this, cause bruh, hey, I ain't got time. I need to come on now." That's all I'm saying is either we get busy living or we get busy dying. And it is sad to see so many of our generation. You're not supposed to be single at this age. Neither am I. We're supposed to be grandparents at this age. Getting ready
Yeah.
for the kids to come to Christmas. Not this fuck shit.
Yeah.
And you're a therapist. So do what you would tell your people to do. And I think that's a lot oftentimes y'all ladies call me because you want somebody to tell you, "Girl, if you don't go on and do what you need to do."
I
Are you
do,
gonna make an
Kevin. I
appointment?
appreciate you so much.
Are you gonna make an appointment though and see not somebody you know, but somebody that you don't know that you can get real honest with?
I
Can you do
am.
that?
I am.
All right. I want
All right.
I want you to send me an email and let me know that you scheduled an appointment. That's all I want. I want the email to
I
tell me
will.
I've scheduled it. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Therapist without therapy. Ain't that something? So that happens. Let's get back into that. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, baby. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. All right, people. All seriousness, though. That last call was good. We either get busy living or we get busy dying. Gabrielle Sidibe, I think she did give us a gift. She gave us a gift to realize that people are happy for her for what she has. Good. Then if you find, and if you're going to say she went with love first, then great. Maybe she's teaching you a lesson, ladies. High value, this and that, that's fine. I love money. I'm a bougie guy. I like good stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still about people. Life is about people. And far too many of us, given the wrong information, made the wrong choices. You can't change the past. All you can do is determine what you're going to do about the future going forward. Like I said, black men, black women, it is time for black men and black, the gender war is over. It's over. Done. Now it's time to negotiate the peace. What is it going to take for you as an individual black woman to want to submit and be under a black man's authority in a relationship? No one asks these questions because a lot of times people got a lot of vested interest in black men and women continuing to fight. I say stop the fighting. Ladies, got to stop the fighting. Black men are not your enemy. We're not your enemy. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. It was a good Thanksgiving show. Now I gotta go. Till next time. Peace. We are gone. All right, if I ask you to email me, there's my email address. Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or ask your questions at info@bykevinsamuels.com. In the subject line for asking your questions, put Ask Godfather. And the show ideas in the subject line, put show ideas. Or Go to By Kevin Samuels. Go to Booking and book your one-on-one virtual consultation for your customized hour. Finally got all the things going on. The systems updated. Been an odyssey over the last several months. There you go. You go over there and book your time. The calendar pops up. The time comes up. Everything comes up that way. Good stuff. I will have that playlist out by the weekend. I will do that. Alright, here's the thing. Shout out to all the patrons of the channel. Patrons are the superheroes that make this channel possible. Thank you guys so much. I will be going out, like I said, to decide whether I'm going to stay here or relocate to New York City. The Godfather is itching to get back to the East Coast. Even in the wintertime, I've already started packing. Full disclosure, I've already started packing. Wardrobe boxes are right there. Stuff just came. When I make a decision, I act on it.
Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah.
Join me in the frat room on IG. Videos you will see every day. Live. In the frat room. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. I rebuke this foolishness. We rebuke this foolishness. Guys, stay safe. Get out Black Friday and do something. Wear your mask, wash your hands, enjoy yourself. Alright people, remember, life is choice driven. You can't choose what happens to you, only